Demarchy, the power of people in it. Demarchy, the sing the best thing that beat it. 나도 멍하니 september 아마 미래. 서서히 그 속에 내서 read it. We've lived in the illusion of false democracy, mass confusion, where power just changes hands but stays.
Housing access has become a complete nightmare for young people, normal families. We can't afford basic shelter anymore. But here's what I want to ask you. Aren't we the citizens, the real owners of this country? Isn't it our work, our taxes, our sweat that builds everything? Of course it is. But then how is it possible that those who claim to represent us are the ones screwing us over? They repeat housing is a right 1,000 times. But where's that right when you can't afford it? And if you dare to protest, they immediately label you as That's the trap, ladies and gentlemen. They've stolen something far worse than money. They've taken our sovereignty, our ability to think for ourselves. Do you see what they do? They always put us in tribes. Are you left or right? And while we're fighting over those labels, what are people like Hunter Biden, Nancy Pelosi, or Mitch McConnell doing? They're quietly dividing up the pie among themselves. If they take kickbacks on everything from defense contracts to insider trading, do you really think they'll pass up the real estate business? Every zoning change, every government contract, there they are, with their hands in the cookie jar. But they keep us divided so we don't look up. So we keep acting like sheep, waiting for some savior leader to fix everything for us. And here's what really gets to me. Does it make sense to get a 30-year mortgage when every day we see more clearly that AI is going to wipe out our jobs? They sell us this American dream of homeownership. But what happens when robots replace us at work? If we're lucky, they'll throw us some universal basic income to barely survive on. But let's be real here. Is that UBI going to cover mortgage payments? Hell no. So what then? Do they take away our houses? Do we still owe the banks? Where exactly are we supposed to live on that pathetic stipend? And there you have it. Perfect slavery. No job, no real income, drowning in unpayable debt, and completely dependent on whatever scraps they decide to throw us. And when you're not producing anything anymore, when you're just consuming resources, what do you think they're going to think of you? A planet with billions of people who don't produce and need to be maintained. Looking at the sociopaths we have running things, it's like something out of a horror movie. It's absolutely terrifying. But that's exactly where we're headed. A massively indebted population with no capacity for protest. Because we LLB too desperate for that government assistance. But here's the million-dollar question. Why do we accept this? Why don't we rebel? It's because they've systematically stripped away our ability to think independently and made us completely dependent on so-called leaders. They've conditioned us to believe we need politicians and representatives, but I am asking you, do you and you manage your own household better than they manage this country? Why the hell do we need these middlemen who do nothing but rob us blind and lie to our faces? Because it serves them to keep us divided and powerless. Democrats against Republicans? Workers against bosses? Natives against immigrants? That way, we're weak and easy to manipulate. But united, we're unstoppable. And without us, they're absolutely nothing. This is why Demarchy is the answer. Imagine if every citizen took back their power to think independently, but we also learned to cooperate as equals. No bosses, no career politicians, no parties just dividing up the spoils among themselves. Picture this beautiful paradox. Real individualism and genuine unity at the same time. Citizens' assemblies chosen by lottery, overseeing the professionals we hire to actually manage our resources. Real collective decision-making. Can you imagine Nancy Pelosi lasting 5 minutes in front of a jury of regular citizens? Not even 5 seconds. No special immunity. No protection from consequences. Because when control is truly direct, when it is ordinary citizens at the top, supervising the experts they've hired to manage our common resources, all these corrupt schemes collapse overnight. We have to eliminate career politicians entirely, not reform them, eliminate them. Why do we need representatives when we can make decisions directly? The power was always ours. They just convinced us to hand it over. They stole our power by keeping us divided against each other. But when people truly unite, when we finally understand that the problem isn't our neighbors, but the parasites at the top, that's when we take back control. United in our diversity of free thought, without artificial tribal divisions, without manipulative leaders telling us what to think. You know what they fear most? Citizens who are truly empowered, who don't need to be governed because we're perfectly capable of governing ourselves. So here's the ultimate question. Are we going to wait around for permission to be free? Or are we going to start exercising that sovereignty right now? Because if we wait much longer, if we keep feeding this system of debt and dependency, we might reach the point where we don't have any choice left. Freedom isn't something you ask for. It's something you take, and taking it means Demarchy, direct control, no intermediaries betraying us behind closed doors, cooperating as equals toward our common good, but without creating new it's us or them. The real owners of this world versus the parasites who've stolen it from us. The future gets decided now, and there are no more excuses for acting like sheep. Our time is running out.
Demarchy, the power of people needed. Demarchy, sing the best they competed. Lago Morani said to water on my minute. So as I else can so get this I read it. We've lived in the illusion of false democracy, mass confusion, where power just changes hands but stays far away from common lands. Break the chains of what's established. Impunity now is finished. The time to wake up has arrived. We own the future, not just survive. Demarchy, the power of humanity. No masters, no party. The voice of us all, our future decided. We are the owners, no longer divided. No more promises in the wind. Accountability that won't rescind. Managers serve, they don't rule. Citizens watch, that's the new tool. A horizon of justice so real. Transparency is our seal. A new era waiting for us. People at the helm not making a fuss. Demarchy, the poor people united.